Well, good afternoon, everyone. Mr. Sunshine Rolls-Royce technician Eddie coming to you live. And what we have is yet another Rolls-Royce accumulator and the valve. That's right. So this one just came in from California. I believe it was out of 1979 Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow. And it is totally dead. There's no gas in it. When it came in, it was all full of grease and grime. We stuck it in the parts tank, let it clean itself up so that at least when we're ready to work on it, it's not going to look so bad. So what we have here, this is an accumulator. There's two of them under your Rolls-Royce, and this is the accumulator where it has a diaphragm. There's a diaphragm that splits these two pieces here, the lower half and the upper half, and there's a big, heavy, thick diaphragm in there, and the top half will have the RR363 brake fluid. The bottom is pressurized to 1200 psi of nitrogen. So what we're going to do, what happens over the years, the nitrogen leaks out, it wears out, or the diaphragm inside splits, which now brings the fluid from the top down into the bottom, and then that's the end of the braking system on here, because it's not going to push the fluid back up through here the way it's supposed to be. So there's two of these on here. One's for the suspension, one's for the braking system. And what we're going to do is we're going to show you another disassembly. I've done probably close to 100 of these right now. So let's get down to it here. These are the lines that bring in. There's some bleeder valves here. These three holes are what holds it onto the engine up underneath there. And there's the hose that comes down. And here, this is a mount that mounts it down to the frame so that it doesn't move and vibrate up underneath the car. So let's go ahead and get this thing taken apart. We're going to actually loosen this up right here. This comes off. This is the charging port right here. All right. Somebody pounded a plastic nylon ball in there, and then they squeezed it down with this. That's a secondary sealer. Up here, we already loosened this up. So this just basically unscrews just like this. Now, these are two separate units, all right? So when you're getting these rebuilt, you need to have either the accumulator built, which this is your accumulator, or in addition, the brake valve. This is a separate unit, all right, even though they're attached together and by threads, it's literally two separate rebuilds. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna set this aside right now, and what we're gonna have to do is we have to get this apart. Now, to get this apart, we're going to have to pull this little thing out of here, and then we're going to go ahead and discharge it to make sure there's no fluid or no air in here. So we'll get ourselves a little pick, and we will go ahead and pry that ball out of there. Let's see if I have one handy here. Unfortunately, I don't have one right here, so I'll have to go get one. I will be right back. Okay, so what we're going to do right now, we're going to pull out the old O-ring. We're going to be replacing all the O-rings, all the diaphragms, everything that's inside here is all going to get taken apart, thrown out, and all replaced. So we're going to get this right up out of here. We're not going to be reusing this. You can see how it's all galled up right here. This O-ring is shot. You can see it's all pressed up, so that's done. And then we're going to go ahead and pop this out. This is a nylon ball. This was a secondary. There it is, just like that. And now what we're going to need to do is we're going to go ahead and make sure that this is depressurized. There's supposed to be 1200 psi of pressure in there. So what we're going to do, we have a special tool. This tool, we're going to back it out. You can see that. And got the set screw out. We're going to go ahead and screw this down on there. Such, and then we're going to go ahead, we're going to see if we hear any noise come out of this. No, nothing. It's as flat as can be. There is zero pressure inside this accumulator. I actually ran that all the way down. Normally you would hear a hissing of the gas being released, and it would actually come through this hole right here, which is the bleeder. But this one is totally dead. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put this into the fixture, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to split this. We have to split this. This is an upper half, this is the lower, this is the ring, and we're going to have to go ahead and get this mounted down onto our fixture in order to get that done. So we're going to take this off. We're going to show you what we need to do here. And here's my fixture. I had this as a custom made. I made this heavy duty unit. You need to be able to crank this down and tighten them up. And as you can see, this actually has a big nut on the bottom. It actually fits down right into there like that. I have a nut that's going to go under there to clamp this down. We're then going to put our clamp on here, and then we're going to twist this off. So I'm going to come back live after I get this mounted, and we'll show you how we're going to split this sphere with Mr. Sunshine's equipment here. Okay, so here we are. We have our mount. This is a special Rolls-Royce tool made by Rolls-Royce to be able to rebuild these brake accumulators, as you can see right here. We actually have the big nut down under here that tightens it down to lock it down. We put this on. It has 4 pins that falls down into the holes. These fingers here lock down to keep it from sliding up, so this will hold it in position. And now we're going to go ahead and use our brand new Matco. This is a Matco drive. It expands up to 40 inches. Brand new, so we're going to go ahead and use this on here so we can show you exactly how we're going to try to get that off here on that brake accumulator. All right, so here we go. We're going to go ahead and put this down on here as such. There we go. We're locked in. We're going to turn this like that. And now we're at the shore. We're going to go ahead and expand this so that we're going to have a longer reach on this. There it is, just like that. There's the Matco. And now what we got to do is we're going to go ahead and try to unscrew that ring from that sphere. So it's going to be a little hard to hold this and try to move this at the same time, but we'll try to do the best we can with what we got. And there it is. Look at that. We actually got that thing twisted. There it is. It's already starting to drain out. So there it is. We have it split, and now we'll go ahead and pull that apart, and we're going to show you the inside of the diaphragm, the valve, the spring, the ball in there, and the O-rings. So let's come right back.